Good day, grade 11 students. Welcome to this video in oral communication. I am Sir Rodo Manil. I'll be your guide throughout this video lesson. Today, we will be discussing about different types of communication breakdown. At the end of this video, you are expected to define the concept of communication breakdown, identify the different kinds of barriers to effective communication, and third, explain the causes of communication breakdown. But before we proceed to our video lesson, let's have first these sets of reminders in response to COVID-19 pandemic. Number one, you have to always wear your face masks when going out and talking to other people outside your house. And don't forget to wash or sanitize your hands after holding things outside. And number three, always keep a meter distance from your friends. And lastly, spread positivity but not the virus. Going back, you were previously taught that communication is a process of exchanging thoughts, ideas, and opinion in order to connect with other people. You were also taught that one of its goals is to achieve an effective understanding, resulting to a good relationship in the community. However, there are times when this goal is not reached due to certain factors. And when this happens, there is communication breakdown. Let's take a look at this picture. What do you think is the reason of communication breakdown from here? You're right. It's the conflicting emotion from both sender and the receiver. As you can see from this picture, both of them are yelling to each other. How about the second picture? What do you think is the reason of communication breakdown in here? Good idea! The noise made by the car engines causes the breakdown of communication that the person having a phone call can hardly hear the message of the person on the other line. How about this last picture? You're right again. Their age difference can cause them not to understand each other. The old man has a different perspective from this young man. The elements involved in communication are important in the success or failure of this process. According to research, 75% of communications end up with misunderstanding. These very same elements, the sender, the message, the receiver, and feedback, can pose a threat to the efficiency or effectiveness of the process. In the event that problems in any of these elements arise, communication breakdown may occur. For us to be aware what communication breakdowns are, here are some of the barriers of communication that may cause communication failure. First, we have physical barriers. This type of communication barrier are the natural or environmental condition that act as the hindrance in sending the message from the sender to the receiver. Examples for this are people talking too loud, noise from the construction site, loud sound of the karaoke, and blaring of the jeepney horns. However, this sets of communication barrier can be easily avoided by just going out from the noisy environment. Let's have the second one. We have the psychological barriers. These are called as mental barriers. These refer to social and personal issues of the speaker towards communicating with other people. Examples to this are trauma, shyness, lack of confidence, depression, fear, or stage fright. These types of communication barrier needs a careful attention of a medical practitioner or a psychologist that may take a long process overcoming it. Let's have the third one. We have the cultural barriers. This pertains to a communication problem encountered by people regarding their intrinsic values, the beliefs, and the tradition in conflict with others. Examples are different beliefs, our traditions and costumes, and then our manner of dressing. Overcoming this type of communication barrier will need an intensive information drive regarding cultural differences and acceptance to our individual differences. The fourth one, we have this language barriers. These pertain to conflicts with regarding to language and word meanings, because words carry denotative and connotative meaning. They can sometimes cause confusion and misunderstanding, because meaning of words and symbols also vary depending on the culture. Examples for this are difference in language, our accent and dialects, the use of technical jargons and slang, and the fourth one is the speech or language impairment. This communication barrier is the most critical and crucial to address to, considering that we have many dialects in the world. Even in the Philippines, we have lots of accents, and we have lots of technical jargons, may it medical jargon, scientific jargon, teacher jargon, and a lot more. I just want to give you a personal experience of a language barrier. It was my first time here in Salcedo. I am from Canavin, and I went to the market to buy some ingredients. I asked a vendor for a kalukagong, but the vendor just laughed at me and she said, "You are buying what?" It's like full of confusion of what I've said. And the vendor did not understand me. It's because we have different language, we have different dialect. We have different dialect from Canavin, and you have different dialect here in Salcedo. So what I did was, I just picked up what I was buying, and eventually she said, "Ah, hulab to." So therefore, I end up with kalungkagong in our place is not a kalungkagong in your place here in Salcedo, because kalungkagong is a hulab to here. There you have it. It's just one of the examples that I have personally experienced in language barrier. And there are a lot more there that you may experience or encounter. Now let's check how far you have learned from our discussion. Are you ready? Alright, let's have this number one. Which barrier includes the mental conditions of the listener? Is it letter A, cultural barrier, letter B, linguistic barrier, letter C, physical barrier, or letter D, psychological barrier? What do you think is the correct answer? You're right! It's letter D, psychological barrier, because we are talking about the mental condition of the listener. Number two, which barrier includes the hearing and the sight problem of the listener? Is it A, the cultural barrier, letter B, linguistic barrier, letter C, physical barrier, or letter D, both A and C? If you answered letter C, you're correct. Let's have the last one. In which barrier does gender preference factor be classified in communication? Is it letter A, cultural barrier, letter B, linguistic barrier, or letter C, physical barrier? What's your answer? You're right! It's letter A. It's the cultural barrier. Good job! It seems that you really have gained new knowledge today. Before I end this video lesson, let me share to you a brief trivia for having different languages. Are you ready to listen? Right. According to the story, a united human race in the generations following the Great Flood is speaking a single language and migrating eastward, comes to the land of Shinar. There, they agreed to build a city and a tower tall enough to reach the heaven. But God was just observing them in their city and the tower. But what God have done is He confounds their speech so that they can no longer understand each other, and He scatters them around the world. And that was the beginning of having a different language all throughout the earth. Don't you know that the most dominant contributing factor for having a chaotic environment is the failure of delivering a good communication? As you stand after watching this video, I would like to give you this challenge to start from yourself, understand our individual differences, diverse culture, and language assortment. That's it, students! I hope you have enjoyed and learned something new today. Join me again on my next video lesson, and always remember this: education is life. No pandemic can stop us from learning and pursuing our dreams. Once again, good day and God bless you. I am Sir Rod Mabanil. Until next time, God bless.